With the innovation of technology, the world has become a global village. And in this village, we have big technology with little fingers. Children are also big consumers of the internet and technological tools. How safe are they in the internet space? Today, I have Felix and Alex who are here to help us safeguard this space, talk about how can we make sure our children consume, use, but still remain safe. Alex, Felix, thank you so much for being with us here at Speak Up Africa.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. I'm looking forward to have a very great, impactful conversation. So you can start by introducing yourselves and then you take it away.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Alex Kenya Limited, that is. A software engineer, system administrator. Focus more on security and developing software and deploying software. So I also do trainings on cybersecurity awareness in schools. Yeah, and so on and so on. I'm here to learn and also share information with you guys or whatever is going to come up. Yeah.
Karibu.
Yeah. Hello. My name is Felix Pio. I'm an IT consultant. I focus more on networking with my clients. So it's more of networking and cybersecurity at the same time, but we also focus just not on schools, but also home installations for networking, for safeguarding the kids for now. So I'll focus more on that today, but I also do multiple IT structures with our company, EMR Kenya Limited, where we do structured cabling, access control, security systems, but that we can discuss for another day. Yes.
Great. And these are big terminologies. I mean, I think you're among the most social IT guys I know. There's this notion that tech guys are very, tight guys. They don't know how to socialize. But I like how you're saying you do social connections with your clients as well. So Felix, Alex, we are here today.
Yes.
Even the older generation are struggling with data breach, security breaches, when we are leaving our data and information out here.
Yes.
But more specifically, our kids. How safe are they? What are some of the risks that they can encounter in this technological era?
So we can start by saying they're not safe. Yeah. Because as we say in the IT side, the weakest link is always the user.
Mm-hmm.
So kids being the users, they're not safe. So now the safety starts from there. And then now we go stages trying to give them the safety net. The biggest issue is how much time are we allowing them on their devices? What are they accessing? What control have we given them on their devices? And also, what are they watching? Even just mainstream media. It doesn't have to be on the devices. It can just be mainstream. What are they talking? What are they discussing with their friends outside? What are they learning when they're not in the house? When they're in the house? So their safety also starts from them. If you can control everything, but if the child doesn't understand why it's being controlled, they are not safe at all. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's quite profound. If they don't understand why you're protecting them,
exactly.
Then it's like we've lost it all the way.
Exactly.
Yes. Alex.
So I like to put it from this perspective. So kids, you see now, our generation, the generation before us, they didn't find the internet, or they didn't get to use the internet as our kids. So for us who grew with the internet, maybe at an early stage, we are more familiar with the internet. But now our kids they found the internet, so it's part of their lifestyles. So now for them, they think it's a regular thing. And the reason I'm saying it's a regular one time we're having a conversation with Felix, and you were saying, if I tell you this, I'm going to call you badai. If I tell this to 17, 16, 15-year-old, like, so exactly, they know this. So, and this is a smartphone.
Yes.
And a smartphone there's no way you can separate a smartphone and using the internet.
Yeah.
So for now, they're not safe. Because out there, remember now, that kid always thinks my phone is always the go-to thing. If I want to do my homework, my phone, my laptop, my tablet. And outside there are so many people. People out there have don't have good minds. Let me just use that in lame word. Because the predators out there, the guys who take advantage of kids, one or the other. So when you think your kid is safe, you're releasing them into an ocean. And that ocean, there are sharks out there who are waiting to prey on them, on their weaknesses. And the kids are known to be very innocent.
Yeah.
And if they are innocent, and if I approach a situation with my innocence, I'm always going to learn. And when I learn, who's going to face the consequences? It's always the parent.
Yeah.
So they are not safe at all.
And I like how he's brought that perspective to play. Like, we are the ones who like were born and raised now with internet.
Yes.
But the generations that are following us, it's part of their life.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
kids are being born with gadgets in their hands.
Exactly.
I have a little brother, and this podcast, I believe, will also be very helpful to my mom, because she was introduced into this deep, but I don't know she knows about tracking of devices and screen time and all that. But the kid she's raising, this is like his right, you know?
Yes.
So how should parents protect, monitor? Are there softwares that they can use and devices to just, you know, lock and monitor the kids?
Yeah. So basically, I can give an example. I also have a child who's 2 years old now.
Okay.
Hopefully he'll be watching this even when he's 18. So as he's about to start school, we've been going throughout trying to see which are the best schools, what are they teaching, what are they going to learn. And one thing that we found standard across the board is most schools are they're embracing internet technology in their classrooms. And this, we can't run away from it. The same way we are trying to run away from AI for a long time, but it's here and it can only grow.
Yeah.
It can't be stopped. It's too late to even try and stop it. Even if you try and stop it, it's helping the world in its own way.
Yeah.
So once we learned that with my wife, we realized the best way to go about it is we start basically controlling how a child starts learning on technology at an early stage. And we even got there are learning tablets that are being used. And as much as these tablets, they'll tell you it's for kids. There are sites that tell you it's for kids. But in this world of subscription, unless you subscribe to something, you'll always find ads in there. You'll always find they have access to funny ports. So for us, what we've done with the security, I have gone, instead of putting softwares on the devices, you can't go putting softwares on all the devices. I have controlled the whole network for the house.
Oh, wow.
So
Interesting.
the kid can come and take my phone, can come and take my wife's phone, my tablet, my computer, and also his small tablet. But even if he's a child, by mistake, he can press anything, he'll go to TikTok. The first days you'll realize he's pressing, he's in another video on TikTok. You're like, well, how did you even get there?
Yeah.
But he's a child, he's curious. You also need to let him embrace the curiosity.
Exactly.
So we said the best way is just to control it from the network area. So as long as you're in my house, there's parental control in the network. So there are things he'll just not be able to access. There are things he can access. You control how much it can. So with the networking control, there are also softwares that you can subscribe to that will give you the family control. There's let's say gateways. Now I don't go deep into IT on this level, but there are gateways that you can put into your router so that your network always has to go through that gateway, and that gateway is family controlled. So there'll be things like gambling, violence, sexual content, all that stuff, which will be blocked out. Yeah. And now what I've been doing for also my clients who have now in their homes, and they have different levels of ages in their house. So you divide the network whereby you give multiple SSIDs. SSIDs are basically you have a name, family, guest, kids. So it's one network, but different access levels. So the family, it could be for you because now we also going in an age where smart home system is now almost standard. Yeah, one way or the other, there's smart home. There's something smart in the house.
Exactly.
So being in that age, you'd like a situation whereby you, Lois, you're in your house, Wendy, you're in your house, and you can control your lights, you can control the TV, you can control something, but you don't want the kids to have the same access to that. So what we do is we'll give you a network where only you can access and your kids can't access. So your network, you'll be able to access other various kinds of movies, you can access various kinds of content. But when on the kids' network, they have specific websites. It's basically a filter, network filter. So they have websites they can control. You can block for them TikTok or make it so that they can only view TikTok at specific hours of the day. You can block YouTube so that the only specific content can be allowed through YouTube. It's a long,
it's a wide
pool of variety.
Okay.
But so it's just on what the parent feels is best, because there are parents who, for them, they'll be like, I want you to use your device, sit here, use it. Once you're done,
give it
back, go.
Yeah.
That's one way of controlling also. Another way of controlling is just talking to the child.
Yeah.
Just tell them, this is bad.
I was actually gonna get there.
Yes.
And in my adult life, Felix, I've learned things never go wrong. Things start wrong.
Yes.
And kids will always be kids. We are in an era where kids are going for sleepovers. Kids are going for birthdays. Kids are like, it's a lot, Alex. So how do we start having conversations with kids about technical safety and ethnical values behind it, so that it's not a fight that my parents don't want me to have access?
Yeah.
It's making them understand this is for your own safety and your own benefit.
Okay, so there's a thin line between protecting and overstepping.
Okay.
So now, when you're protecting, it's good. Like you see now, like right now, if I told you it's cold and I want you to put on your sweater, it could be maybe you feel like, because you want to run around as a kid now, you want to run around, the sweater is going to make you heavy. You're going to start sweating. So this means you feel like my mom, so on and so on.
Yeah.
So let me divide it into categories. So let's say you're talking to small kids. Felix mtoto wake is ako 2 years old, sindio? So huo mtoto huwezi kaa chini uongee naye. So the first thing you should do now, hapo now you have to overstep kabisa. So with that, you can use tools. There are tools that exist. There are tools that exist out there. Tools, they are a good example that you can use that is actually at your disposal. It's called Google Family Link. So Google Family Link is it's a product offered by Google. It enables you as a parent to create email addresses that are going to branch off from your email, from your primary email, but it's going to be for your child. So with that now, this means you have control over. So see, if you've bought them a tablet, you've given them a tablet, that tablet to log into using that email that you created for them. So when they log in with that now, you can be able now to monitor what applications they can download, what websites they can visit. So you don't even have to put it on the firewall level, because you're trying to think from this perspective now. Maybe he has that update of his and anaitumia huko nje.
What if they leave the house?
What if they leave the house?
Exactly,
Plus, also now with that, they're able to track. Wameenda out na house girl, they have the phone. The phone is always on. It's always online. So you're able to set. You can even set geolocation. You can even set it's called geofencing. Set kunasema sipit around this place. So keep it around that place, you get a notification. And you're like, let me check online, see tramepotea wapi. Napata if you say sipit around this area, they've already gone past what, and then you call the house girl, like, what happened? Now I'm trying to think from a perspective of that kid is 12. Don't need the house girl now. They're walking around. But with their phone now, with the curiosity that they have, because you say that, okay, so when you watch anime and you watch a lot of cartoons and stuff, think about superpowers, so on and so on and so on.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, some human beings or the infants, some of maybe the younger ones, have a superpower. And the superpower is the curiosity that they have.
Exactly.
The curiosity is what puts them, it so determines who they're going to be. If you suppress their curiosity, you are most definitely killing their future. So that's a superpower that kids have. They're always very curious. So that kid will go to school and she'll be told something about something explicit, and she's very curious that she wants to do. So when she takes that phone, okay, let me just use he or she. When she takes that phone, ataenda kutumia mahali pengine. Akienda kutumia mahali pengine, so let's say aiko kwa nyumba. Ameenda mahali umesema now, if you're playing and you're at home, you should maybe you may set maybe a kilometer radius. Akienda past that, don't notify that one. 2, when she tries and visits some shady things, she'll be blocked, but you get the notification that.
So let me ask, is when it blocks from these sites, is it an automatic setting or you get a notification and then you block from your end?
No. So most of sorry,
Okay, start with that, then you can cover this. You will cover the gateway. I'm going to cover
No.
the
I wanted to add on that also. I wanted to add on first of all what you were saying.
Okay.
Because as I said before, the controlling doing the filters from the network section, it's still not always the best. It's good for your home and good for institutions, mostly for institutions to cover their own bases in case of any unajua siku hizi wazazi Gen Z parents millennial parents wanapenda kususu all the time. So also as a parent and institution, it's good to cover your own base so that msiambiwa these things were happening under your watch. These things were happening. That's where now the controlling of the network is, so that you can say under my area that's not accessible. So now it goes back to the parent. But now when the kid is moving about everywhere, that's where now you can start now controlling on the gadgets that they're using and doing the firewalls now on the gadgets. Okay. So now blocking, the softwares that are there and also the various ways of blocking, normally they don't give you they don't ping you or maybe give you a notification to tell you that your child is trying this, your child is trying this. What you do is, if you want, you can go later on and now check what were they trying to open. It will show you this was blocked at this time. But you see, you're also trying not to invade in their space so much. You are trying to show them that I trust you, that trust is always it's recommended. it's what can help even when as they're growing old and you explain to them, this is wrong, this is okay. Once they trust you, they listen to you.
Yeah.
So the advantage of now those systems is it'll automatically block any because what happens in networking, if there's a website for gambling, all gambling websites have to be registered as gambling websites.
Okay.
So without going to details, the software will know that this is a gambling website. Hata kama near States, near Russia, it'll know this is a gambling website. It's been registered as a gambling website, and it'll automatically block it because you don't want gambling in your house. If it's a sexual website, all of them are marked one or the other. This is this website, and it'll be blocked. So the mostly on the paid ones, they update their sites every day. All you do is update, and it'll do the work of blocking for you.
Wow.
So you have that luxury of knowing ako safe nyumbani. I don't have to every time anafanya nini. What are they? Even on the gadgets amenda nayo. The issue comes now, as you're saying, you can control yours, but it's the other person controlling. Where it goes back to where I was saying the weakest link is always the user.
Yeah.
So the other people might not be doing that on their side. And as you had also mentioned, sleepovers. You can't control akona gadget yake secured, but the other person's yes. So now that comes to now you as a parent talking to your child, where now trust again comes in.
Yeah.
So if you talk to it's just the same way during our time. The trust was coming in, you're being told about religion, you're being told about doing good, doing bad, and all that. And most of us have grown up knowing this is wrong, this is right.
Yeah.
Not because we just woke up one day and we knew this is wrong, this is right. Somehow it was being instilled in us from our parents or the teachers, just someone was instilling. So as a parent now to the kids, you're also supposed to use that same kind of concept, letting them understand why this is wrong. Don't do this. It's not right for you. This is, and you'll just find themselves. They'll know. They'll even come to you and say, in one of the institutions I've worked for, some of the kids will come and tell me, this person is not doing right.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, okay, let me go check the network and work on that. Because in IT, every day there's something coming up. As much as you can, even for the parents at home, as much as you're trying to protect them, there'll always be someone who's trying to do the reverse of that.
Exactly.
So you can't say that we are fully covered. And that's where now the talking to them comes in.
Okay.
Once they understand, it'll even be them to update you and tell you, hey, there's something new that people are doing. Can you also check on this?
Yeah.
I have neighbors, kids who come and tell me, by the way, we found a new site. And I don't think these kids are doing a good one.
Yeah.
And I'll go and add it on my database. I'll update it to all my clients.
Yeah.
Without them even knowing I've updated. But now I've blocked also those sites for them. Yeah.
And that is why here at Speak Up Africa, we keep bringing you conversations that inform, engage, and empower you, because that's absolutely right. One parent can be doing it right, but there are 10 others in the estates who are not.
Exactly.
And that's why we are so glad to have you, Felix and Alex, here with us. if my grandma watches this podcast atashanga, ni nini mnabembeleza mtoto ati you do not want to step into their privacy but times have really changed. Times have really changed. So technology is evolving. And to whom much is given, much is expected.
Yes.
It has come with a whole bunch of so many good things. But again, the negative part of it is there. How do you think technology is impacting the mental and even social lives of young kids?
Okay, so technology is a double-edged sword. It can be good and bad. And when you think about it, sometimes the bad can outweigh the good. So like a good example is this. So if your child is exposed to technology at a very young age, so they don't really get to go out and play with other kids.
Yeah.
They do get a social anxiety as they grow. It becomes so hard for them to even interact with others. So you say techies are known to be uptight. The reason they're uptight is because they always spend time with the computers. So you don't know any other life outside. So this means now, if that is the only way you know, the human brain grows. It's called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the ability of the brain to adjust and start growing, to absorb always learn new things continuously. But notice if you lock it into what you already know. So all you know is playing PS, that's PlayStation. All you know is online gaming, so on and so on and so on. You don't know the life outside there.
Yeah.
So when you become an adult, or maybe just as you grow and you go to school and so on, because for you to also blend with others. Now that also, it also leads to lack of confidence. That's the lack of confidence in context of, so you don't really know what you want. So this means your decisions are always swayed by guys online. So you wake up in the morning, I'm an independent person. But then you go and you read something and you're told, if you're not doing this, if you're not waking up at 4 a.m., you're a very useless person. And then you're like, am I really a useless person? And then it goes to read something else. So this means the content you consume
Imagine I
will
can
always...
relate. I can relate.
And that's actually called...
I can relate.
It's actually called digital addiction.
I can
whereby
relate.
There's information that comes that sounds like this is the right one.
Yeah.
And you're always addicted to it. And because it becomes like your prayer. You go for it. That's what you're going for to make you, to ease you up during the day. You're always looking for that, which is dangerous also.
Yeah.
Very dangerous by the...
So there's also that. And also it leads to, because of that, lack of confidence and all that, it can lead to predators online. Because now that's how they start. Now when I realize this one is easy to convince, so they start targeting you without knowing you. You'd think, this person's trying to help me and all that. They've known your weakness, and that's how they'll get information from you. They'll get all the data they want from you without you knowing.
There's a saying that goes, even fools grow older. So you get to an age and then you're like,
now you're smart.
So when you say, so fools grow old. So just because I can buy a microphone, I can buy a camera and talk to the microphone in front of the camera does not mean that I'm wise.
That's true.
So this means at home, when you open TikTok or any social media platform, and the first video you see is a guy in a microphone saying, I made this, doing this, but you can trust me with your money. This is how you're going to make money. So for a kid who the mom, let's say maybe you are overprotecting. No, we said, no, you're overstepping now. You're not protecting. Like, I want to leave this house. Nyumba yetu mimi nataka nitoke. Then I watch some random girl on TikTok saying, I can help you trade to make X amount of money. That's very common.
Especially trading, yes.
Yeah. So atachukua savings zake, I invest hapo. Remember, this person is only making money
from you.
That's how they make money.
That's how they make money. They don't make money from nice decisions they made while trading. It's you who subscribe to them and giving them money.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes, so
the money comes from, I want to train you.
Wait.
It's like a school in a way. You are the students.
The guys who make real money.
Yes.
To Forex. But you see Forex like a business like any other. There's trading. Let's just call it trading generally. So you buy it at X amount when it beeps and then you sell it at Y amount. Maybe you made 2 shillings. but you've
Yes.
in
Those
bulk.
are,
No. That's how you make money. But those guys, the influencers, they don't make money in such a way. They make money from courses.
The person who's making money like that, they are making their own money. They won't come and tell you, "Hey, Wendy, I know how to make money. Come,
I
pay
show
me money, I
you."
show you how to make money." Those ones, there's nothing they're doing. What they're doing is all these people online who are going to send them money. Imagine even if the guy tells you, "Just give me 2,000. I'll show you how to do this thing and make more money." You see, I've been making money. Now, if they have 100 people around East Africa, just 100, not even Kenya, not even Nairobi, just around East Africa, who are like, "Hey, man, this guy is onto something. Let me send them 2,000. That's 200,000 I may make, just like that." And then goes for a short holiday somewhere, videos, and you're like, "Hey, this guy is actually making 200,000, 200 people again. Kidogo 1,000 people have sent." In this life of subscription, they tell you, pay this first, then after a month, pay me. So you are basically giving this guy a salary.
Yeah, and actually, just to digress a bit from the kids, no, which is okay. Just to digress from the kids, and this is for the adults, because I've had a series of conversations around data privacy, data breach, and what this actually means to adults. And somebody was telling me, do you know sometimes when you feed yourself to the dogs? Because especially some of us who do content, from when you wake up to when you're sad, to what makes you sad and what makes you happy, this is your data that you're putting out there. And therefore, those people who are preying on you, they don't have to do much work. They just have to come scroll on your social media for a couple of minutes, and they're able to figure you out completely. Let me bring back the conversation. And this is something I really like. You have put measures in place, or your work entails protecting kids in schools,
Yes.
What is that about?
So as I said, I'm an IT consultant. So I've worked for schools, some other institutions, offices, and all that. And basically what we do is try and protect them and their data and what they can access. Because internet is everything. Yeah. So as an office, every office has the limitations on what you can and what you cannot do. So in terms of schools, being that internet is everything, and the schools nowadays, where schools are going, kids have to connect the internet. Teachers have to connect the internet. They're teaching because you're no longer teaching from exercise, from textbooks, and you're teaching. If something new comes along and it's in Spain, you want your kids to know.
Yeah.
Because as kids, you get more knowledge from things that have just how can I put it? You get more, you understand better if it's something that has happened and you're being sure it has happened, than just being told, okay, in this book it says this is how it's done. So teachers also like sharing that with the students.
Yeah.
But you have to protect how far can they share when they're going for their lessons and they're researching. What can they show the kids? It might be physics, and you're telling them about the reactions of different chemicals, different metals, and then you start showing them how a gun works. That's physics, but you don't have to start showing kids how guns work. So now, when we filter that, it could be a teacher, they're excited and they want to show the kids, but the filter will block that. So if the teacher doesn't get there, it could be they're showing a video on YouTube and the ads are coming up. Different ads might pop up that are not that should not be watched by the kids or should not influence the children. And so because of the filter and the firewall system, it blocks that immediately. There could be staff members they've come and at some point they're like, so I've done my work, I want to watch Netflix, I want to watch something. The filter will be there and block Netflix at that specific hour during work times.
So the filter in institutions of learning are for primarily everyone, those who teach and those who learn.
It's for everyone.
It's the connection there.
Yes.
Question: if I'm using my own data, am I also restricted?
Now, if you're using your own data from your phone, you're not restricted.
Okay.
Because now that's your service provider who's opened up for you.
Okay.
But you see now, for institutions, what happens is because of the data protection and all that, you need to protect yourself and say, this is how our network is. We know we're dealing with minors. And for us to protect the minors from accessing this or from basically this is our curriculum and this is how far we are going with the students. So if they browse and they're using your network, and somehow the parent goes and finds something on their devices, you can come and say, but this is how our network is. They use their own data. Who's giving the money for the data? It's
The
you, the parent.
parents.
Yeah. Who's not controlling their device? It's you, the parent. We've done our part. Now it's you as a parent to do your part. You see, it's the parent. First of all, as a child, unless they're 18, everything goes to the parent. It is the parent's choice for everything the child does or comes across. Once the parent is taking the child to an institution, the parent signs, I have given you charge of my child, and I'm hoping you protect them from this. And now the institution takes their part, and they'll try. And now that's where we come in, try and control what is accessed in their network. We also not really monitoring, but lightly monitor what they're trying to browse. Because as I said, you can go back the logs and check, this person was trying to open this, person was trying to open this. Sometimes it's the students who will go and report the other students and tell now whoever is in charge, this child was trying to do this, he's trying to teach us this, and they'll call us and tell us, we are trying to find out something.
Please come.
Can you come? Can you check the logs and check what was this person trying to open?
Okay.
And the most we can do is we'll see the sites that we're trying, and then now you don't go scolding at them like, oh my God, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You try and understand, why were you browsing about this? Do you know? Then now comes back to the trust and explain to them, because
Times have indeed changed.
You now teach them why not.
Yeah.
You just don't tell them don't do this. You learn from it also. So we also try and advise our clients, when you find your child or your student is trying to browse these things, it's better to once you find out, teach them why not. Don't just tell them, no, this is wrong, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Teach them why not. Even in institutions, the number of times people are trying to watch Netflix during working hours. Don't just tell them, you're working, you're not supposed to be doing Netflix. Maybe yes, they've finished whatever they're supposed to finish, but you can also now explain to them, how do you grow the company better?
Yeah.
Instead of watching, see, you can come give us ideas on what next to do. You can be researching on this. You can just explain to them why being productive is actually a good thing at the workplace. Know that, I've finished my quota for the day. Now let me watch YouTube. Let me watch whatever. So it's what we've done. What we are doing, rather our work, is not to catch people.
Yeah.
It's more of a prevention. So in terms of prevention, it's when you catch them, you don't go saying, boss, you are doing this, you're doing this. No, it's trying to understand why were they. You'll find, as he's saying, anime, the cartoons they're watching, the different things people talk about, you'll find a child is curious. I had explosions in Iraq. What are bombs? And they start browsing about bombs. How, what's the impact? How big is it that which one can take a whole town? Which one can take a whole... It's curiosity.
Yeah.
They're learning, but you also have to filter how much, because if you don't filter, it'll end up, what are the parts of a bomb?
Yeah.
How do you transport a bomb? So there needs to be a level on what they can access and what they can't. And now if someone flags that down, you go and talk to the child and find out, why is this child learning about this?
Yeah.
Most of the time you'll realize it's just a word they had somewhere.
And out of curiosity,
they've gone, and then you'll think, so this is what you always do. This is what. So you need to create that trust and then make them understand why not.
Okay.
That's the number one in terms of security. The number one part is creating that trust between you and the other person, so that they understand why not. Otherwise, you'll just tell them no, and the curiosity, they'll be like, no. Remember when you were children, you're watching Dexter's Laboratory. Yeah. What does this button do? Don't touch that button. You always trying to don't touch that. Exactly, now you want to touch it.
Yeah, Alex, let me bring you in. We've talked about at different stages of child growth, try and make them understand how technology is powerful and how it should be used. Do you think technology is it will have self-restraint, or we need policies to be put in place in order to just put the measures to keep them safe?
So the internet is around 40, 30 years old, if I'm not wrong. Mm-hmm. That is to the public. So it's like a black box. You don't really know what you're dealing with. Just touching. So like a meme, do something. Do you know like a meme? So it's so hard for you to assume. So policies have to be set because the internet has become part of our daily lives. And we said there are people out here who, the predators out here, the guys who are not really, the psychopaths, guys who are not really good in the head, yani, because somebody cannot sit down and just start just going through social media feed of a child and then you start inboxing them, so on and so on. That's not your regular person.
Yeah.
So with that, the policies need to be there. That's a must. And guys have learned the hard way. Like Kenya, for instance, 10, 15 years ago, 10 years, that is back, 10, 15 years back, the internet was there, yes, but there's no legislation. As we speak, even as we speak now with the Gen Z revolution, so on and so on, with the exposure of data, so on and so on, laws are there, but they're not really enforced.
Okay.
So, kuna ile kusalimiana. If your number is exposed and your social media profile is exposed there, it's so easy because you see we live together now. So with TikTok, so on and so on, if I say Wendy is called hivi na hivi, ametukosea, tukamsalimie. Because we live together, it can escalate from online to on-prem. And on-prem inamaanisha I can come attack you from your house, so on and so on. So it needs to be regulated.
Yeah.
And there are laws that are there in Kenya and also worldwide.
And no, part of that regulation, also part of the regulation, what we don't understand, even as Kenyans, is how our data is collected. When you go to buildings, they're asking for your ID and phone number and name. You've given them everything that someone wants to search you online. And there are reverse softwares whereby I can get your name and email address and it'll show me everything you're subscribed on.
Yeah.
I start targeting you. I know what you like. I know what to, and so such kind of things. There should be regulations on. If I know it's part of security, but there should be regulations on how you acquire the details, and also you need to show where are they going and how are they being kept safe.
Yeah.
How can you assure me that my details are not going to be shared elsewhere? It should be in such a way that your details are only used in case of an issue, and they need to come back to them. How do you protect that so that you know that no one else has been covering this? And now it's like I told you, we also do video surveillance, installation, and all that. So we have access to most of the clients that we install for, but I can never now go on a random day and go like, hey, who client yangu anafanya nini? Acha niangalie, so there's that aspect of assuring them that your data is secured, unless they call you and tell you, I had an issue yesterday. Can you get for me footage from this time to this time? And then now you'll go and access that footage, and so you it's more of, again, trust.
Yeah.
Trust and also having ethics.
Because what I wanted to ask
because there's
is,
only someone who can access.
Yeah, from your personal view.
Yes.
The way your clients trust you with the surveillance footage,
Yes.
how would you as Felix want to be assured that if a building collects your information, then it will not be misused?
So first of all, you need to understand they need to have a policy on knowing how many people are handling your information.
Okay.
It should be on record, that whereby if anyone comes now and asks data iko wapi, the guy will just not say, oh, ndio iko hapa. They'll be like, oh, you have to talk to so and so. You have to now that one. First of all, there's someone who's in charge.
Yeah.
There's one person. And most institutions I go to, they have that person. Yeah. You cannot come to me. Let's say even if you're in the same household, siko baya, but sometimes I only give the husband. I'll give the person who's paying me.
Yeah.
Yeah, kiniuliza, nitamwambia, some of them will, the children can ask me, there's a footage we are looking for. Can you send it to us? And I'll be like, your dad is the one who has access to that.
Exactly.
So the dad is the one who will call me and tell me, yeah, I want access to this. The institutes, where someone will say, I left my laptop on a table and it's not there. You're being called. Can you get me footage of this and this? And I'll be like, no. Talk to operations manager.
Yeah.
They're the ones. I won't tell them that actually I have it or something. I want to get permission. I'll just tell them they're the ones who have access to it. Then they will call me and tell me, can you get this for us? So that's I have to create that kind of trust with my clients and also with myself, because you can be tempted sometimes to, but you also make sure that no, even my colleagues won't have access to that.
Yeah.
They have their login details that you have to share, because there's always a backup. Something can happen to me today and then all that is locked up. So there are steps and measures that have to be put in any institution showing that your data, it's being collected, but it's kept safely.
Yeah.
There's a limit on how long it's being kept. It's only being accessed through these specific ways, so that in case of anything, and you go back and you're like, I know this whole month I've only been going to one building, but somehow
My information is out.
there's an email I'm getting advertising something. These are the only guys I've given. And if you go to them, you don't have to go saying it's all of you. You can pinpoint and say it's this person who's in charge of this.
Yeah.
Even if the police go back and step by step, it'll end up to it's this person. Same thing. Oh, sorry, I talk too much. But same thing.
It's okay.
Same thing that happens sadly in our police station.
Yeah.
It should be simple to say this person was arrested, was booked with this guy, and this is the person who was in charge of the cells.
Yeah.
It's not everyone who has the keys to the cell.
That's true.
But somehow say hawajui nani aliingia,
They can't chase who was on
nani
duty.
alimdrop,
Yeah.
so in terms of the data security, it should be step by step where, in case of anything and they come, there are steps on how you can also retrieve your data.
Yeah.
You can't even go back as Wendy and say, I was here today and I think I put something. Can I access this? Like, oh, for you to access that, talk to so and so. See
Yeah.
you get and come.
Head of
Oh, ndio hapa.
security, yeah.
Correct too.
Because now, see, with that, when it narrows down to, okay, so let me put it in perspective. So building like this, for instance, want to come up with a building like this, there are requirements that they need to for security. So some of the requirements, they need to identify me, they need to search me, so on and so on. But remember, when I pass my ID card, that's my full identity. So when you get my ID card, you get my name, so on and so on. You can even scan, get, if it's a Huduma number, can get all this information. But now, there is an act in Kenya called the Data Protection Act of 2019 that says they need to be, like, you need to have, like, consent. I need to have consent. Like, I need to consent to giving out my data. So this means I can say no. But also it's a double-edged sword, because now if I say no, this means I cannot access that building.
That's also true.
So now I cannot access that building. So I'm required to submit everything for identification for me to get into that. But I'm thinking, these guys are going to sell my data. Because this happens where you get random texts telling you, wekelea bet, inaweza kuzia odds, so on and so on. Such messages do come, and you clearly know those guys sold your data. But you can choose to say no. And you choose to say no, you can't access. So it's a double-edged sword, because regulation, when it comes to regulation now, those policies, sometimes they can conflict themselves. So hapo ndo kuna shida sasa.
So hapo recommendation, ningekuwa, like, the policy should be in such a way whereby you can reverse track whoever shares your data. If there's a policy on that, then it will be easier for us to share, knowing that in case of anything, I can even go and ask this specific person, where did you get that from? And they're supposed to say, I got your number from, I got your email from. If they don't, then they're the last they're the ones to be held accountable. So the policy should be in that you can reverse track and know where the data breach was, and the person who breached it can actually be held liable.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of policies.
I think, to be very honest, these are conversations that we will struggle with. And data privacy and law is just one of the facets of our lives in this nation that we are struggling with, because policy and structures and management is a thing that we are not able to really pinpoint our finger. As we come to the tail end of this conversation, how much is too much information? I would want to get a view from each one of you, because the kids' data and information is out there, and the predators can use that to, in your own point of view, what do you think is too much information for kids to share? And your closing remarks.
Okay, I can go first. So in this age, with the internet, with the age of AI, information is gold. So AI is driven by information and data collected. So now when you say too much information, you're talking about, if I say hi, I ask you how you're doing and then tell me I'm fine, that's information.
Yeah.
But then if I ask you hi and then tell me how you're doing and then start telling me about your husband, that's already information. That's already more than information. So this means, so if I'm going to post something online on LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, I mean Instagram, I post a photo of myself. I don't have to see where I was, what time I was, so on and so on. I can take that photo. Maybe I took that photo yesterday. I can post it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if I narrow down, guys can be able to search. So Wendy visits this place around this time. So it's, and because we have a beef with Wendy, or maybe want to get back to get to maybe have a feud, so on and so on. Maybe want to revenge, so on and so on. Could be I can come to that place. Maybe it could be in a terror attack, for instance, or maybe just come and attack you. Or maybe just use that information maybe now to create a profile of targeted ads. I know Wendy visits this place and she likes, she's a vegan, so on and so on. So I'll be sending such and such. So too much information is, we need to learn, or maybe just need to teach our kids to know you're not supposed to overshare. If you're going to post a photo of yourself, good. If you're going to post a photo of the group, people have to consent.
Yes.
Because the guys who were not supposed to be there, maybe for instance, maybe they sneaked away from home. I don't recommend.
Yeah.
Maybe, but when you share that, maybe that kid, maybe there's a connect somewhere that could lead something. Yeah. So just, if you're going to take a photo of yourself, just know you don't have to share the location, you don't have to share the time and so on and so on. Just that. Yeah.
Okay.
Just need to be reserved.
That's hard in this new life of lifestyle
Exactly.
influencing. But Flex, carry on.
Also to stop that and also to continue on what you're saying. The biggest, I can really focus on the lifestyle influencers because too much information is basically telling us what you're doing from morning to evening. That's too much information. Basically, it's so easy for AI to predict this person wakes up at this time, this person sleeps at this time, this person eats this, all that. And it can create your profile and share it easily. And it'll even, there are AI apps that can track your sleeping patterns, that can track what you eat and all that, and tell you you are getting too many calories, you are not sleeping enough hours and all that. All these targets, as he had said, it's a two-sided sword. There's a positive health-wise, but there's a negative whereby now there's always a predator somewhere who wants to use your profile to even attack you, or that's how kidnapping works. That's how murders work. Most of the time, it won't be at someone snitch on you.
It's your own information.
It's your own information that actually
you snitch on yourself.
You snitch on yourself. So people might be saying, it's one of my friends. It's someone. It's actually you. You go back to your photos and realize, I've been posting every day I'm on this location. There's a joke my wife has been, she calls me the CID in the house, because sometimes I'll watch someone posting something online and it'll take me like 10 minutes and I'll tell them, I've seen that building, I can focus on it, I see on Google Maps, that's where it was taken. And I've already known where this person is on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Now, I'm doing it for fun. There's someone who's not doing it for fun. There's someone who's actually looking for you and they're trying to figure out, where is this person? These are the buildings. This person was here at this time. They were here at this time. This is their route on a daily basis. Yeah. You're posting photos on the windows of your offices. There are buildings at the back. Someone's like, I know that building. So from that angle, this is where.
Exactly.
So, as long as you're posting things online, it's too much information. Anything can be used. As we said, you can reverse track from your email.
Yeah.
So as long as you're posting anything online, it's too much information. The best thing is backdate whatever you're posting. Minimize, be mysterious online. You can be in Mombasa today. You are in South Africa tomorrow. You're in Dubai the other day. But you did these things 3 months ago. You're posting them today. Confuse your enemies. Yeah. So that's my summary on that.
It's a gray area, to be very honest.
Exactly,
but I'm really grateful for your coming to the podcast today. It's important that we safeguard our kids with the innovation of technology today. Please let us know how we can engage you and if we want your services, because I know very many parents would want to know how to get the applications, how to safeguard their kids, and even other learning institutions.
For mine, I won't share my social media, but I'll share the company website, which is EMR Kenya Limited.
Okay.
Yeah, from there you'll get all the services you need, including home automation.
Okay.
Yes.
Felix and Alex, thank you so much for coming today. I mean, this is a conversation we will have time and again, because I have personally learned in the technological innovation era, digital tools can be used to enhance our life, but it can also be the downfall for so many of us. Thank you so much for listening today in our episode. I will be seeing you on the next one here at Speak Up Africa, where we have conversations to inform, engage, and empower. I have been your host, Wendy Lois. I will love and leave you now. For now, kwaheri.